Happy New Year! We hope your 2024 was prosperous and wish you the best in 2025. For this month, you'll find two new large features that were requested by many of our users. First, you can now create inventory recipes to combine multiple inventory items into a mix. This could be useful for making an animal feed or fertilizer blend to treat your crops in advance without having to apply each item individually. Speaking of saving time on treatments, you'll also see a new feature for treatment templates on both livestock and crop records. You'll use this to define your treatments in advance and apply them with one action, including adding multiple treatments at the same time. Beyond those two new additions, you'll also find updates to existing features like importing yields, printing equipment information, calendar updates, and more. Let's check them out. We'll start with inventory recipes. Like cooking a recipe, you can think of inventory recipes as a mix of ingredients to make a final product. You'll create the recipe for the item on the inventory item itself. This is essentially instructions for how to make the item. In our example for this video, we're going to make a hog feed premix. We're going to blend oats, corn, barley, molasses, fat, and minerals that we already track individually in our inventory to create our premix. We'll define the amount of each of those by creating a recipe. We'll choose New Recipe and give it a name, and then select our ingredients and quantities. You can pick from any of your existing inventory items. We'll add our corn first and define the amount used as 50 pounds. You can also search in this box, so we'll type oats and then add 40 pounds of them. Our next ingredient is 25 pounds of barley, and then we'll add our molasses pack. This comes in pre-measured 10-pound containers, so we'll add one of those, and then finally some additional vitamins and minerals. Those are also in pre-measured packets, so we'll pick one quantity for them too. After defining the ingredients, you can then supply how much this recipe makes. In our case, all of these ingredients combine to create 135 pounds of pre-mixed hog feed. You can then add any additional instructions for making the item, and click Create to save your recipe. Now we can use the recipe by clicking on it. We'll see how much it makes, the ingredients needed, and the instructions. If any of this needs to be edited, you can always update it later. But for now, we'll choose Make Recipe, and define how many batches of it we'd like to make. We'll leave this as 1, as we just want to add the 135 pounds right now, and then review our ingredients. You'll select what warehouse to take each ingredient from. We have some corn stored in barn B, and more stored in silo A. We'll choose to use barn B, as we've specifically set that aside for our hog food ingredients. After verifying the amounts and where we're taking our individual items from, we can then choose where to store the recipe output. We'll pick our hog food storage, and the bin for our finished mix, and optionally add a customized lot number. We'll click Make Recipe, and see that 135 pounds of our hog food premix is now stored in barn B. When we navigate to the history, we can see that those 135 pounds were added today, and that the source was the hog feed premix recipe. Now if we go back to our inventory items, and we take a look at corn, when we access that item's history, we'll see the 50 pounds that were used in the premix recipe removed here. And now if we go to our livestock group of hogs, you'll see that when we feed them, we can now easily select the premix from the inventory, rather than feeding them all of the ingredients separately. And beyond this example of animal feed mix, if you're not raising livestock, you could use this recipe feature to mix multiple different fertilizers together to create a feeding mix for your crops. Or maybe use the fruit you harvested in combination with other ingredients to make preserves to sell in your farm store. We'll cancel this here, and then move on to our next new feature, treatment templates. While we'll continue with this livestock group as the example, these are also available for your crops and plantings. They'll function in the exact same way there as well. And if you've ever used Farmbrite's task templates in series, you'll see that the treatment templates in series are very similar to them too. Overall, this feature is meant to save you time, as you can create treatment templates to reuse over and over, and even connect them in a treatment group and apply multiple templates in one action. We're talking about things like common remedies that you have found for different diseases and conditions, or amendments and nutrients that you frequently apply to encourage growth and health. You might even have other commonly stacked treatments that take place at the same time, like branding and dehorning livestock or fertilizing and tilling your fields. To create a template, you'll navigate to the treatment section of an animal record, livestock group, grow location, or planting. You can choose treatment templates from the actions menu, and then add template to create a new one. Choose if the template will be used for livestock or crops, and if you've added a treatment before, you'll recognize this familiar screen that you can preload with the details about your treatment. We'll first give the template a name, and then choose a treatment type. You can then optionally complete any additional information, and it will be preloaded the next time you use this treatment template. You can even set a default inventory item to use, as well as withdrawal and booster dates. We'll save the template and see it added here. You can also create treatment groups to connect up to 5 treatment templates in a series. Let's add the last vaccine template that we just created to our vaccine schedule. We'll choose the template, add the template, and see that it is now linked to the group. You'll use these templates and groups in the same way that you would apply treatment records. We'll choose Use Template, and then select either the group or an individual template. We'll click Create, and see our 5 treatments in the group added today, including withdrawal and booster dates automatically calculated. This should save you time with data entry and selections as you treat your animals and crops in the future. Now let's move on and take a look at some of the other enhancements that we've made this month. Let's navigate to a different one of our livestock groups. For this example, we'll choose a flock of chickens and take a look at its yield tab. You'll now see that you can import yields on your animal and planting records. This could be useful if you are new to Farmbrite and trying to add historical information, or if you prefer to only add your egg collecting activities every few days and would rather use a spreadsheet to enter them. Like any other import that you may be familiar with, you'll just choose your file, click Next, verify your mapping to ensure that the data ends up in the right field, and then import. We'll go back to Yields and see those recent egg harvests added. Next, we'll navigate to Resources and choose Equipment, take a look at our pickup truck, and see a new feature for Equipment History. This includes basic information about the piece of equipment, its past services, notes that you've written, usage logs, and pictures that you've uploaded. You can print this, and maybe use this if you are selling the equipment and want to provide a complete history of it to your buyer. Finally, let's go to the schedule, where we'll see 2 new features. First, let's check out the withdrawal dates for those vaccines that we added to our livestock group earlier in this video. You'll see that withdrawal alerts for crop and livestock treatments are now shown on your calendar. These were previously created as tasks on your task list, but now you'll see them on the calendar as event reminders instead, as they are more a reminder of the due date and not necessarily a task to complete. And lastly, you'll now have the ability to add file attachments to your calendar events. When you create a new event, you can upload a file or image to associate with it. This could be really useful when you're creating activity journal entries, as these are meant to be notes for the day, and adding a picture might help you with a visual representation of what happened around the farm. All right, that's going to take us through what's new for January 2025. Reach out to us if you have any questions about any of these features, or if you have ideas for other enhancements and improvements to the software.